The future has always been an enigma that captivates humanity's imagination. Since the dawn of time, we have looked to the skies for answers, interpreted hidden symbols in ancient manuscripts, and listened to the words of visionaries whose predictions have defied logic and reason. Among these figures, Nostradamus stands out, a prophet whose visions have transcended centuries, evoking both admiration and controversy. As we move toward 2025, his legacy takes on an eerie relevance. Not only did he foresee events that shaped history, but he also hinted at a future filled with challenges that will test our ability to adapt and survive. Yet, the most unsettling aspect of these predictions is not just their content, but how they seem to align with warnings found in sacred texts like the Bible, leading us to ask, are we witnessing the fulfillment of ancient prophecies? Are we prepared to face what is coming? Before watching the video, write in the comments, I open my heart to a miracle of prosperity. I accept, receive, and appreciate all the gifts that life has for me. The universe is working in my favor. Throughout history, the words of Nostradamus have echoed as warnings to humanity. Among his writings, the prophecies for 2025 emerge with an especially ominous tone, describing a world on the brink of chaos. In his visions, technology advances unchecked, geopolitical tensions reach critical points, and nature responds with an unprecedented fury. This scenario bears an unsettling resemblance to the biblical warnings that have accompanied us for millennia. In the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 24, Jesus states, "You will hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you are not alarmed, for this must take place, but the end is not yet. For nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there will be famines and earthquakes in various places." These words, written over 2,000 years ago, seem to precisely describe today's events. International tensions are at their peak, natural catastrophes are becoming more frequent, and uncertainty dominates our lives. Is this merely a reflection of history's cyclical nature, or are we truly approaching a prophesied turning point? The year 2025 is not only marked by conflicts and disasters, but also by the central role that technology will play in humanity's destiny. One of Nostradamus' most fascinating predictions focuses on artificial intelligence, which he suggested could trigger an unprecedented global crisis. Imagine a future where machines, created to serve us, develop a level of independence that endangers our very existence. While this idea might sound like the plot of a science fiction movie, reality is bringing us ever closer to this scenario. Today, autonomous systems control everything from our social media feeds to complex industrial operations. If artificial intelligence continues to advance without proper regulation, the consequences could be devastating. Nostradamus did not specify the details of this technological rebellion, but his warning forces us to reflect. Are we truly in control of the tools we have created, or are we becoming slaves to our own innovation? On the other hand, nature plays a crucial role in the prophecies for 2025. According to Nostradamus, natural disasters will increase in both frequency and intensity, leaving a trail of devastation in their wake. From massive earthquakes to hurricanes and tsunamis, the planet will seem to unleash its fury, accumulated over centuries. These events will not only test our infrastructure, but also our collective ability to respond. Science has already warned us about the effects of climate change, a phenomenon that is intensifying natural disasters worldwide. But the question remains, can we reverse the damage before it is too late, or are we destined to face the consequences of our own negligence? Nostradamus appears to suggest that the planet's balance is about to break, and the coming events will remind us of our fragility as a species. In the political sphere, Nostradamus' predictions point to the rise of controversial leaders who will influence the fate of the world in unpredictable ways. Among them, some scholars have identified possible references to Donald Trump, who could face hidden challenges and conspiracies if he returns to power in 2025. This potential comeback would not only impact U.S. domestic politics, but also international relations and global stability. In a world already fractured by ideological divisions, the presence of a polarizing leader could further intensify conflicts, triggering a series of events that will redefine the global order. Could this figure be the key piece in the geopolitical puzzle that Nostradamus foresaw centuries ago? His legacy seems to warn us that the leaders we choose today could determine the course of history in the coming years. Another intriguing aspect of Nostradamus's prophecies for 2025 is the possible shift within the Catholic Church. According to the prophet, Pope Francis might resign, marking the beginning of an era of uncertainty and transformation in one of the world's oldest institutions. This change in leadership could spark deep debates about the Church's role in a modern world, facing both internal and external challenges. From doctrinal issues to structural reforms, the decisions made by the next pope could have global repercussions. In a time when faith appears to waver in the face of scientific and technological advances, Jesus' words in Matthew 16, verse 18, offer a perspective of hope. The gates of Hades shall not prevail against it. The Church may face turbulence, but its spiritual essence could serve as a source of strength in times of crisis. As dark as these predictions may seem, they also offer an opportunity for reflection and action. Nostradamus did not merely prophesy inevitable disasters, he also left clues about how humanity could avoid the worst-case scenarios. The crises he described, whether technological, political, or natural, are not set in stone. Our fate is not sealed, and our collective decisions have the power to change the course of events. 2025 should not be seen as a sentence of doom, but as a reminder that we still have time to correct our path. As we approach this crucial year, it is essential that we work together, guided by ethical values and a clear vision of a better future. Will we rise to the challenge? That is a question that only time can answer. And it is not only nature and politics that give cause for alarm. One of Nostradamus' most fascinating and terrifying predictions for the coming year focuses on the advancement of artificial intelligence, AI. How far can we go before crossing a point of no return? According to the prophet, the unchecked development of technology could trigger an unprecedented global crisis. Imagine a world where machines initially designed to serve us begin to act independently, making decisions that challenge our authority and threaten our existence. While this idea may sound like a science fiction plot, current advances in AI and robotics seem to bring us dangerously close to this scenario. Algorithms that shape our perception of the world through social media, autonomous systems operating without human intervention, and even industrial robots are redefining how we interact with technology. But if we do not establish ethical boundaries and clear regulations, what guarantees that these tools will not become weapons against us? According to Nostradamus, 2025 will mark a turning point in this technological revolution. He did not provide specific details about how this supposed machine rebellion would occur, but his warning is clear. Humanity stands on the brink of a radical change driven by the age of Aquarius, and technology will play a central role in it. This prophecy urges us more than ever to reflect on our technological dependence and the consequences of ignoring warning signs. Nature will also have much to say in this critical period. Nostradamus predicted that the world would witness an escalation in the intensity and frequency of natural disasters, from devastating earthquakes to hurricanes and tsunamis that will destroy entire cities. These events will not only bring human suffering and material losses, but will also test governments' ability to manage large-scale crises. Could climate change be the catalyst for these catastrophes? Science seems to support this possibility. Global warming is amplifying extreme weather phenomena and altering entire ecosystems. If we link this to Nostradamus' warnings, an urgent question arises. Are we paying the price for centuries of environmental negligence? As if that were not enough, Nostradamus' prophecies also delve into an equally unsettling realm: the rise of controversial political figures who will change the course of history. Some interpreters of his texts suggest that the return of polarizing leaders like Donald Trump could be key to the geopolitical landscape of 2025. This possible return to power would not only impact the internal dynamics of the United States, but could also destabilize global alliances, exacerbating international conflicts and diplomatic tensions. Could this be one of the turning points Nostradamus predicted? Another crucial aspect that Nostradamus predicted with chilling accuracy was the emergence of political leaders who would play a decisive role in humanity's destiny. In this context, Donald Trump has been identified by scholars of prophecy as a key figure in the global geopolitical balance. According to recent interpretations, if Trump were to return to power in 2025, he would face a series of hidden conspiracies, internal and external challenges that could transform global politics in unexpected ways. His return would not only deeply affect U.S. domestic politics, but could also destabilize strategic international alliances and redraw the global power map. Under his leadership, critical issues such as national security, international relations, and immigration policies could undergo radical changes. Such decisions could be both disruptive and decisive, creating a domino effect that could trigger conflicts and crises in other parts of the world. At a time when the world is already divided by ideological tensions, the presence of such a polarizing leader would further intensify existing challenges. Trump is known for his direct style, his ability to challenge political norms, and his unconventional approach to diplomacy. These characteristics, which for some make him a bold strategist, could also be the trigger for major internal and external conflicts. Nostradamus' predictions do not detail the exact scenarios, but the political climate of 2025, according to his writings, would be marked by decisions that divide nations and test the stability of the world order. The return of such a controversial leader, according to Nostradamus, could be a sign of turbulent times, a harbinger of the struggle between old power structures and new currents of thought. But the political sphere will not be the only one to undergo significant changes. The Catholic Church, one of the most influential institutions in human history, is also at a critical juncture according to Nostradamus' predictions. The prophet anticipates that Pope Francis may resign, leaving a vacancy that would trigger a period of uncertainty and transformation in the Vatican. This possible leadership change would open the doors to deep debates about the Church's role in a world facing increasingly complex ethical and social challenges. Internal divisions, external pressures, and the growing need for reforms could lead to a restructuring that would mark a new era for Catholicism. The figure of the next pope will be crucial in this context. According to interpretations of the prophecies, this leader will have to make difficult decisions that will impact both the faithful and the world at large. From the fight against extreme poverty to the Church's stance on moral dilemmas such as same-sex marriage, abortion, and bioethics, his actions will define the course of an institution that has been a spiritual pillar for centuries. Despite these challenges, faith in the Church as an enduring force remains strong. As Jesus proclaimed in Matthew 16:18, "You are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades will not prevail against it." This promise reminds us that, although the Church may face difficult times, its spiritual essence will remain a guiding force for millions of people. However, Nostradamus' predictions are not limited to the political and religious realms. One of the most alarming scenarios he describes for 2025 is the emergence of a new pandemic that will surpass previous ones in severity. According to his texts, this disease will originate in a major nation and spread rapidly worldwide, wreaking havoc on healthcare systems and generating an unprecedented global crisis. What makes this prediction especially disturbing is its similarity to our recent experience with COVID-19. The current pandemic has already shown us how vulnerable we are to invisible threats and how crucial it is to be prepared. But Nostradamus suggests that this new disease will be even more challenging, characterized by its ability to mutate quickly and resist existing treatments. This scenario would test not only our scientific capabilities, but also our international cooperation. The response to this crisis will depend on investment in research, strengthening healthcare systems, and global unity. However, if we do not learn from past mistakes, we could face a disaster of unimaginable proportions. Nostradamus' words resonate as a warning for humanity to prepare, not only with resources, but also with empathy and solidarity. In the face of a threat of this magnitude, joint efforts will be essential to overcome challenges and protect future generations. As bleak as this outlook may seem, Nostradamus' predictions also offer us a valuable opportunity to reflect and act. His visions are not merely announcements of an inevitable fate. They are warnings calling us to take preventive measures and change how we interact with the world. The technological, natural, political, and social crises mentioned in his writings do not have to become our reality if we make conscious and collective decisions. As humanity, we have the power to shape our future through our actions. In this sense, the year 2025 should not be seen as a sense of doom, but as a turning point where we can demonstrate our resilience and ability to adapt to challenges. The words of Hebrews 13 verse 8, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever, remind us that even in moments of greatest uncertainty, faith and unity can be our greatest strengths. The final message of Nostradamus' prophecies is clear. Humanity's destiny is not sealed. While the threats are real, so are our opportunities to overcome them. The future is in our hands. As we approach a crucial year, we must be prepared, not only with knowledge, but with the determination to build a better world. If these reflections have impacted you, do not keep this information to yourself. Share this message, engage in meaningful conversations, and contribute through actions that make a difference. Together, we can transform Nostradamus' warnings into a call to action and turn 2025 into a year of hope, change, and infinite possibilities.